everyone. So my name is Anny Wallace and I'm a Diamond Beachbody coach with Team Boom. And I wanted to share a little story about my journey as a coach. And I sort of debated about making this video. I've been thinking about it for about 2 weeks or so now. And I know when I've been talking to some of my coaches and customers and just people, and I'm a mom of two boys. So I actually started the coaching when I had a 2.5-year-old, and then I was 8 months pregnant. And I really wasn't involved at all in the retail side of Beachbody coaching or in the team building of Beachbody coaching. I was actually a coach for a while, and I really didn't know much about coaching or how to build a team. I was just really, really big and pregnant. And it was when I was 8 months pregnant with my son, I was laid off from my company. So I was home with my son and my 2.5-year-old on unemployment. And I was sort of, in a rut and just trying to get back into my own fitness journey. And I told my coach, I don't really feel comfortable with building a team. I don't know much about coaching, but I do want to get back on track with losing weight. And I know that I love these programs and these products. So I'm going to start with just getting back on track and sharing my journey and the products of other moms or people that come to me. So that's sort of what I did. I didn't know how fast I would grow, or I didn't know, how to build a team. I didn't know anything really. I just sort of was trying to lose weight and get off 40 to 50 pounds I gained. But I did know that I liked the programs, and I did know that they got results, and I did know that I really enjoyed sharing my story with other moms. So I told my coach, who's actually my mom, and she's very knowledgeable about the business, that I just want to sort of earn my product, so pay for Shakeology and make some income now that I'm on unemployment. And I'll do that through retail and, start to think about the team building of coaches. I was very uncomfortable to ask anybody to be a coach because I didn't know what coaching was. So in 2012, I was using the programs, the products, and it wasn't until 2013 when I was posting about the products and sharing about my journey publicly, so on Facebook or on YouTube. And I had a couple of moms come to me and say, you're a coach. And I said, yeah. Would it be okay if, I become a coach? And I was like, oh, okay, sure. I don't really know about coaching, but let's do this together. So I'm going to share with you my income just from, over the past couple years of what it was like to do a retail, which is you get 25% commission, and then you building a team of coaches. So coaches that want to join you on your coaching team because maybe they've seen your posts or they've got the products through you and they were inspired by your journey. And then they themselves want to sort of do the exact same thing that you're doing and share about their journey with coaching. So for me, I got to a point where I went back to work, and then I hated what I was doing, my new job. And I had these two kids at home, and my husband, he said, I know you really like coaching and you're getting some income from it. I can't, we really need you to work. So my goal, he didn't really know this, but I set a goal to myself. If I can just make consistently a couple $100 a week, or $500 a week, and I'm able to stay home and not pay for this insane daycare bill, because I was paying over $600 a week in daycare, and I can just do what I like to do with sharing my journey and helping other people with now the coaching, then, I would love what I do. I could see my kids and I wouldn't have to pay this insane daycare, and then I would still be making some income at the same time. So it was sort of a win-win in my head. This was a year out, but that's sort of what I was starting to envision as my goal, but I was still working full time. So anyways, I'm going to share sort of how I started my income. So again, I thought about not doing this, but I know there's so many people out there that are just like, they struggle. And I know what it means to live paycheck to paycheck and hate sort of what you're doing and not feel like you can do something. And I want to tell people that this isn't something that you just, in a month it's going to happen, or even like 3 months. I think it's my biggest pet peeve when coaches say, or people say, they've been a coach for 3 months and they're like, oh, this isn't for me, or, I'm not getting anywhere with this. It's not something that happens in 3 months. It's 2 to 3 years. So I just want to put that out there before I show you this. So here we go. Okay. So this is sort of when after I had my son and I was on unemployment and I went to the Coach Summit. So I was making about like $60 a week, sort of with paying for my product. And this is all coming from retail commission. So I was an Emerald at the time and I was paying for my product. So I would like team cycle, maybe like this is my first team cycle right here, my $14. And it seems sort of, you're just paying for your product, you're sort of plugging along. I'm just doing, everything on the outside, not focusing so much on this, but focusing on like my journey. I lost over 30 pounds. I'm sharing that, connecting with other people. So I got to a point where I started to earn a little more, but it sort of dips down, because if you stop, then it stops too. So this is when I went back to work, and I really wasn't really doing much with building, but I was inviting, and I was sort of building my foundation of becoming a coach. So the way that I look at it is your first year is sort of inviting, building your foundation, earning Success Club, learning the business, sharing with other people that you're doing it. Other people are starting to get interested. But I mean, still like $100 a week, like that's pretty good. That's like an extra like whole opportunity to go to the grocery store and buy the groceries for the week. So I wasn't complaining. I mean, I still was paying for my product and my coach fee. So it was $114 for the month, but still I was making enough to cover that and then a little extra. So let's go forward to, 2013 is when I started to really start to build the business. And I started to get steady income of like, $200, $300, $200 a week. This is like a year into the business. So team cycling, building a team of coaches, and then, not having to so much like retail all the time, but building coaching and finding other people that were just like me that wanted to. This is like my biggest week. It was like almost $500. I remember feeling so excited because it was like right when I was, I was still working full time at the time. So I was getting like my other paycheck, but at the same time, I'm like, holy crap, like I can pay for my daycare with this bill. So going forward to now, 2 years later, I'm earning like almost $1,000 a week. And that's from gradually building up your business slowly, and building your team of coaches. So majority of my income actually comes from my team cycling, of me helping my teammates build their coaching business and helping them start their coaching and their teams growing. So that's what I spend like 80% of my time on. I am still doing the vital skills of doing my products, my workouts, my invites, my follow-ups, trying to hit Success Club, helping at least 3 people a month is sort of my goal, helping 3 people a month with the programs so that they get results. And then people are start to earn my, want to join. But so my point is, I mean, you're not going to make, $1,000 in a year. It might take 2 or 3, but if you're doing the consistent things every single day and you're sharing your journey, I mean, this is a solid income that you can earn just from doing something that you love. I think where people start to really fall off, though, is partly the beginning, like the beginning where I showed you, where they focus too much on that they're not making enough right now, and that they're, they're just making a couple, like maybe like a $50 a week or $100 a week, but still you have to think of it in long term, in terms of, of you being here for the long term. So you're going to be here not just 3 months. I mean, you can't really expect people to want to join your coaching team in 3 months, because they're not going to know that you're a coach for maybe, 2 months. And then by the time they're ready to maybe become a coach or see you maybe join one of your products or your challenge groups, you're gone. So it's really the long-term aspect of coaching, and focusing on not so much the retail of, customers getting you get the 25% commission, but finding other people that are just like you, that have struggled in the past, that want to get fit and healthy, that wouldn't like income in their lives so that they could free up more time. I'm not saying that when I was doing it for 2 years, my life wasn't, a little bit harder. It was a little bit harder because I was working full time. I had 2 kids, and it was just a little bit harder. I was trying to do this on top of that. But I always tell my brother that, I did this on the side of working full time with 2 kids because I didn't have time. I had no time. I never saw my kids. I was living paycheck to paycheck. And if I could make my life a little bit more complicated for 2 years, so that in the long term, long term, now I can see my kids whenever I want. And that was a sacrifice that I knew every single day waking up. I'm doing this because I really, really love what I do. And I want more time and freedom in my life. Not so much the income, but that's what freed me. That's what gave me the ability to be able to afford more time and that choice. So again, I was like really, really hesitant to show this because I don't want you to think it's all about, the income, because you can see in the beginning, it really wasn't. It was a full 2 years of building the business and sharing the story and being a product of the product and really being passionate about what I do. And if you have those vital skills and you're here for the long term, then it's going to happen. It's going to happen. But even if you're here for 3, 6, 8 months, 9 months, I mean, think long term as in, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. Where are you going to be in 10 years? So if you're interested in learning more, or if you just have questions, you can always feel free to reach out to me. I just wanted to give you an insight into the potential that you possibly could have too with growing your team. Thanks, guys. Bye.